Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Sauce on the Lane. Running late for work. Some traffic this morning. Fortunately, my boss said he's not coming in, so don't tell him, Well, my direct upline. He's also retiring, like in, I don't know, like 9 days. So he doesn't really care too much. But, my son likes to watch these silly shows on TV, including Italian brain rot. I actually like some of the songs that people have developed around Italian brain rot. Most of the Italian brain rot characters, when you see the original renderings, they are essentially AI generated characters. Anyhow, if you know about Italian brain rot, then whatever, you should. If you're a parent of young children or you're a young child yourself, you know about Italian brain rot. So, anyhow, I was like, you know what? Oh yeah, and my son, he likes to play Roblox a lot. Some of the games he plays on Roblox, one of them I don't really like is Feather Family. So Feather Family, you just fly around and live as a bird. It's just like the existence of a bird. There's no missions, there's no goals, there's nothing. And then we have another one that we like to play called Creatures of Scenario, which I play sometimes. And that one is nice, basically aimless. All you're really doing is developing different creatures, unlocking different creatures, and just about every week somebody develops a new creature, whether it's a user developed creature or the developers create a creature. Anyhow, these are time wasters and time killers, but they're entertaining for some. Like my son likes, like I said, Feather Family. I don't like Feather Family. There's really no progress in it, because you can hatch. You can start as an egg, you can start as a chick, you can start as a full-grown bird, and then you can also pay to win, kind of, where there's no objective, so there's nothing to win, but you can just pay to become a phoenix or I forgot what the other thing is, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. But anyhow, so I said, you know what, let's play a different game. I think Minecraft, we just watched a Minecraft movie like a month ago. We had played Minecraft demo mode on the PC and on the Xbox. But then we haven't been playing the Xbox for about a year now, since he got his PS5 on Christmas. So, more materialism. But anyhow, so I was like, you know what? Let's get this Minecraft thing. There's so many different versions of Minecraft. I just wanted the basic version of Minecraft that allows you to play across platforms, which is Minecraft. I think Minecraft Bedrock. They call it Minecraft Bedrock, but when you go on the PlayStation Store, there's nothing called Minecraft Bedrock there. Anyhow, ended up buying the Minecraft Bedrock. I think it cost like $20. I usually like to buy used games, but I was like, okay, whatever. And I think the thing about it is, it gives you the opportunity to create something, at least build something. At least have an objective and build something, versus a situation like Feather Family where you're just flying around not doing anything. Now, like I said, he finds it entertaining to just play Feather Family because of the social. His reason why he likes Feather Family is because of the social portion of it, where he can interact with other people as birds. Now, I'm pretty hesitant about that because there's all kind of weirdos that are playing Feather Family that it's accessible to everybody. It's accessible to children. It's acceptable to adults, whatever the case may be. And any one of these things that kids are interacting with, you got to monitor and try to see where you can protect them from adults, protect them from their peers. You got to protect them at all times. So anyhow, so we started playing Minecraft, and he got a little frustrated because we kept getting killed by the creepers and kept getting killed by the zombies. Last night, for the first time, I got killed by a witch. I came back and hit her with a stone sword, though, but it's all right. So, I got all her sugar, and she had some sugar, and I don't remember what else she had. But anyhow, I dozed off. Me and my son, we were just watching shows on TV, watching his shows or whatever. I dozed off. I knocked out. He fell asleep also. I woke up, I don't know what time it was. I felt like it was about 12 o'clock in the night. So I brought him upstairs, and then I was like, you know what? I feel up now because I took a decent nap, so I feel up now. So I wanted to play Minecraft. He didn't want to play, so I was like, let me play some Minecraft, which is kind of, I kind of felt a way about it because I'd rather play it with him so that we develop it together, we develop our skills together and all of that. But I wanted to play Minecraft. So anyhow, so I started playing in Minecraft. I said I'm just gonna spend maybe an hour or two here, playing, getting killed by creepers, getting killed by the witch, getting killed by zombies, getting killed by skeletons. But I unlocked some, I finally mined my first piece of flint. I harvested some sugar cane, and I got my first piece of sugar when I oofed the witch, right? So I'm there playing. The creepers exploded, blew up part of my house. I had to rebuild my house. I found out that different tools unlock different things. When you have the pickaxe, you can get stone, and you can get copper. Oh yeah, I also mined my first piece of copper. So I'm there, I'm playing. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've probably been playing for 2 hours now. It's probably time I should check what time it is to see if it's time to go to bed. My phone was updating. iOS was updating, so I wasn't really looking at the phone. Plus, I'm playing the game. So I look at the phone. It says 5:28 a.m. I'm like, what? 5:28 a.m. I've only probably been playing for 2 hours. It should only be like 4 o'clock. No, I'm sorry. It should only be like 2 o'clock. It should only be like 2 o'clock right now. So I was playing for about 5 hours. I thought I was playing for 2 hours. I was playing for 5 hours. And it felt like a breeze. I was having so much fun with it, I guess. And earlier in the day, I was talking to a gentleman, a sensei at a dojo. Sensei at my son's dojo. And a thought was coming to me about me even playing Minecraft before, because I was thinking about playing Minecraft all day. So what happened was, I'm realizing that we're seeking dopamine everywhere. We're seeking dopamine. Oh, we were talking about sports. He said when he reached about 30 years old, he stopped watching sports because he realized him following the teams, keeping up with the teams and all of that, and trying to make time to watch the games and all this, it was taking up his mental capacity. It was taking up his time. And then we started talking a little bit about minimalism, and he spent some time in Japan. I think he's originally from Hawaii, but he spent some time in Japan, and he told me some other stuff about every child has to learn an art, has to specialize in an art. But I think that's somewhat of a holdover from feudal times, and I think that's something of a holdover from in my opinion, from the militaristic style of country that they used to be, and now they've transitioned to a peacetime country. You know, that's still, that rigor and that discipline still stays, you know. But anyhow, we're chasing dopamine. I'm watching TV, I'm playing with my phone, I'm listening to music, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm you know, so on and so on and so forth. I'm chasing dopamine, like I'm chasing something to distract me. I'm at work and I gotta do a lot of reading and reviewing documents and stuff like that. And I want to entertain myself with some music, and occasionally I look at my phone. And I've been trying to not look at my phone until it's lunchtime. And you know, the sources of dopamine are so vast and so varied and so many. I'm just snacking on some cookies I got from the juice bar, from the detox place. I've been having a pain in my shoulder, so I think it's really infection related, because I had a pain in my shoulder. It went to my neck, still in my neck. It went to also into my knee. So how can I have pain in both places at the same time? It must have been something that I came in contact with. And it's probably when I went to the restaurant to celebrate my boss's retirement. I probably ate something that infected me and went into not even my joints, but into my muscle. Anyhow, that's just my suspicion. Or it could have been the cats. I've been eating strawberries from my garden, and the cats have been peeing in my garden. So, you know, I mean, I thought I thoroughly washed them, but I also thought I thoroughly washed the mulberries that I picked yesterday off of the tree in the parking lot. There's a mulberry tree in the parking lot at my job, and I had some mulberries from the highway, from a tree off the highway day before that. And, you know, I thought I washed them thoroughly, but then I put them down on a plate, and I saw little, like little insects the size of fruit flies on it. So even though I thought I washed it thoroughly, the fruit flies were still on it. So maybe I ate some yesterday. So anyhow, this guy triceps is crazy. Oh, bike riding, I guess, gives you great triceps. That's crazy. No, bike riding didn't give him those triceps. Those are crazy. Anyhow, so, oh man, there's so much traffic. You know, whether it's SEX, drugs, alcohol, shopping, and I like to window shop. I like to window shop on Facebook Marketplace. I like to window shop. I look at cars all the time, even though I'm not buying any cars. I look at tools. I look at copper pots and copper Aztec calendars and singing bowls, and you know, Himalayan singing bowls and all kind of different stuff. I'm looking at people selling on Facebook Marketplace, and I never buy anything. But I've sold a few things on Facebook Marketplace. But anyhow, so I like to window shop. I like to buy things too, but then, you know, sometimes I'm hesitant to do that, because then I can't, you know, I got bills to pay. Oh snap, and that reminds me of something. But I gotta pay them. The chase, the hunt for dopamine is like a constant thing. Like even me doing this recording right now is something that's enjoyable and pleasurable to me, you know. And my inability to tolerate focus, they're selling the house now. My inability to be bored is a big reason why I didn't have a great academic career throughout elementary, high school, all the way up. The only time I had a good academic I had good academics was when I was in, let's say, up to 5th grade, where I was in a school where the teachers would beat you. The teachers would whip you with a stick or with a belt. And that really kept me in line. But when it was time for me to self-govern and self-regulate and do the work myself and be accountable to myself, hold myself accountable academically, I wasn't doing it. There was no beatings involved anymore to keep me motivated, But maybe it's because I came from that beating paradigm, why I did not understand that, I could self-regulate, but not really. I should have learned to self-regulate from they were beating me, that I don't want to get beaten, so I should do the work. But instead, I just took the opportunity. Since I wasn't getting beatings, I took it as an opportunity to do whatever I wanted. So, and you know what? Also, I used to go to class, especially math class. I was sitting in math class, and I'll be in outer space because the teacher would be teaching, and I didn't know anything. I didn't understand anything that he was talking about. I wasn't following the process. No, it was not only till maybe I was finishing college that I understand that mathematics is a process. It's a technique. There's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, whatever. That's how it works. I didn't know that. I thought it just all happens at once. Bam. But it doesn't all happen at once. So, anyhow. Breaking down the problems, and anyhow, I don't want to get too much into the math because I'm still not good at math. But no, don't say that. I'm out of practice, okay? Let's say that, yeah. So the chase for dopamine is crazy. Like, I spent all night playing Minecraft. People who talk about these things say that not getting sufficient sleep is bad for your gains, your muscles. Not getting sufficient sleep as a man negatively affects your testosterone levels. And me personally, I'm a big hypocrite because since I've been doing research as it pertains to sauce ondulé, I understood that sleep is very important even to keep your hair. So I'm really doing myself a disservice. And it's almost like any other drug use, any other illicit or any other drug abuse, I should say. Because the person who is abusing the drugs just becomes totally myopic and totally zero locked in, focused. Just becomes totally locked in on getting high, on getting the drug, and the other parts of their life suffers. But I'm here, pretending to be normal, and at the same time, simultaneously, I am a drug user. In the sense that I'm chasing dopamine just like a drug user. And I keep saying it. The rapper Keith Murray, who is, a recovering alcoholic, says a drug is a drug is a drug. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, like I said, shopping. It could be sex. Even the pastor at the church talks about it, right? He said that the pastor, when I went to church this Sunday, the pastor said, a lot of people don't want to come to Jesus because they think that being a Christian is boring. He says, I have my hobbies. I do my gardening. I watch my sports. I have a full, fun life. And what he says Jesus does for him, it makes him, or being a follower of Jesus, I guess. And this is his personal experience. This is not indicative of what other people that are following Jesus experience. He says, I don't need drugs. I don't need alcohol. I don't need gambling. And I'm paraphrasing. And he said he doesn't need extramarital affairs either. Now, morally, that's reprehensible. But on a carnal, real life, real talk, not trying to be fake basis, that doesn't necessarily apply to the rest of the Christian community, because they engage in extramarital affairs also. So his experience is his unique experience, and I'm glad that he's having that wonderful, high vibration, moral experience, because he's the spiritual leader for the organization, for that corporation there, right? For that nonprofit corporation, he's the spiritual leader. So it's good to see that he's feeling that way. I hope he's really feeling that way. I mean, if he's not feeling that way, then, if he's faking it, it doesn't matter to me. My position on religion is that it doesn't have to be true, as long as it does good. As long as it's for the greater good, it doesn't matter to me if it's real or not, if it's true or not. We watch Star Wars, and that motivates us to develop all kind of things. We watch Dick Tracy, now we got smartwatches that we can talk to. It inspires something. If it inspires something good, then I'm in support of it. It doesn't even have to be true. But anyhow, so what he was saying, the pastor is basically saying, I don't need these sources of dopamine. I don't need the gambling dopamine. I don't need the extramarital affair dopamine. I don't need the alcohol dopamine. I don't need the drug dopamine. So on and so on and so forth. I don't need dopamine that causes me to ruin my life or causes me to sin. And what I'm saying is that typically when we are chasing this dopamine, it's in a way that's so locked in, zeroed in, that other things suffer, other parts of our life suffer, So me playing that Minecraft all night long, it took away from my sleep. It took away from my testosterone, and it might take away from me for another 3 days, because I think if your sleep is disrupted, or if you lose a night of sleep, it takes you like 3 to 5 days to catch up. You can look it up. I'm not totally sure about that. But hey, I gotta go to work. Thanks for listening. Bye.